What's up, nerds and nerdettes and we little nerdlings all? Your buddy Big Johnny G from Two-Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming is back again! Alright, fans. Now, I've already dropped a few things for the game that we're going to do today, and that game is by Wizkids. It is Rock, Paper, Wizard. This game is a variation of rock, paper, scissors, as you might be able to tell from the very familiar title of the game. So I want to give my review on this. We've already done an unboxing. I've done a how-to play, and I just recently dropped a 20-sided Warriors review from my players, my friends, my group, after they've played their first round of it. And now I want to give an in-depth Two-Gun review from your main man, Big Johnny G. So why don't we take a quick overview of the game, and then we'll talk about what we think of it. All right, now I've already done an in-depth how-to play, and you can check that out. I'm going to have the link down there, but I want to give a really quick overview this time so everyone knows what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched the how-to play video, and if you haven't watched the how-to play video, why haven't you watched it? Anyway, all right, so this is the setup. As you can see, we got a nice little tiny board, and right now, just to show off, I got 3 characters all set up, and they have these cool little character cards here so you can keep by you and everyone can see who everyone else's player is at all times during the game. And you start in the middle, and if you can't tell the middle, it has a little star right here, just to remind you. And this is the middle part right here. So the game starts off, it says to choose a player randomly to be the first player, and they have the cool little first player token that the first player will always keep by him. It's a potion of speed, kind of cool. I, however, being a Dungeons & Dragons fan, and that this is a Dungeons & Dragons game, I suggest that you roll the 20-sided die, and highest roll goes first, but that's just my own personal suggestion. The game doesn't come with a 20-sided die. There's no reason for it to do that. So after you decide who the first player is, you're going to shuffle the deck. Nice big cards. You're going to shuffle the deck, and then you're going to place the top 3 cards out, and I say 3 because this is a 3-player game. You put out 1 card for each number of players there are. This game plays up to 6. However, you never have more than 5 out. The players are going to take a moment. They're going to look at the spells, see what the spells do. They're going to look at the hand gestures, and when everyone's ready, everyone gets to cast a spell at the same time, and this is Rock, Paper, Wizard. So you play it just like Rock, Paper, Scissors, where everyone goes Rock, Paper, Wizard, and then you do whatever hand gesture, and you do it pointing at the player you want to cast that spell at. And then you go around starting with the first player, and the spells are resolved. If 2 players are pointing the same spell at each other, then that spell doesn't get cast, and they draw a card off the top, and when it is their turn to go, they see what their wild surge was. So you never know what it's like. And you follow the instructions. And the way this game is played is you're either going to be able to acquire gold from another player. Every player starts with 3 gold pieces, and they have the single pieces. They have an icon for 5, and they have an icon for 10 pieces. Everyone starts with 3. So as I said, the spells, you can either steal gold from someone else, you can move yourself forward towards the gold pile of the dead dragon, or you can cast a spell that's going to move someone further away from it. And after the round is over, whoever's closest gets gold, second closest gets gold, and then you start another round, and you always make sure that at the start of each round, everyone is within these 5 spaces. So if you're close to the gold hoard, you will move back to the closest space, to the center 5, which is right here, and it's actually marked off. And same thing from right here, it's marked off. So you would move there, and then you would start again. You would remove the 1 spell, and you would draw another one. And the round continues. You just remember that you can never have more than 2 of the same type of spell. The types are down at the bottom. If you have more than 2 and you draw it, you just discard it and redraw again, and the play is going to continue on until somebody has 25 gold pieces, and that player is the winner. So in a quick nutshell, that's how you play the game. Let's come back up top and I'll tell you what I think about it. And welcome back. All right, so that was a quick overview. If you want to check out the full how-to play video, I'm going to have the link down on the bottom in the description section, so always feel free to go to that. This, however, is the full review of the game. So overall, I bought this game on a lark. Got a chance to pick it up off of Amazon, discount price. I think it was $10 that day. I think it was. I just got it because it was a Dungeons and Dragons game that I didn't have. And anyone that's been watching these videos knows that I am a huge Dungeons and Dragons head. I've been playing this game since the late 70s, 77, and I just can't get enough of it. And I love the board game versions of it also. So I bought this on a lark. Was it worth it? Yes. This game was completely worth it. You know, not only did I say I bought it on a lark, but part of that is because it's rock, paper, scissors. It's a variation of that. And I really thought to myself, well, how good can it be or how bad can it be? I just want it for the collection. Man, I'm glad I bought this game. This game is really, really fun. It has a sort of blind attack aspect to it because you don't know what the other player is going to cast and you don't know who they're going to cast it at. Yeah, sometimes you can look at the cards on the table and you can get a pretty good idea of who's going to cast what, and maybe you get an idea of who's going to cast at who, but you never really know. And that was a very exciting part of the game. It definitely gave a take that aspect to the game that turned out to be extremely fun when we played through it. As one of my players pointed out, if you've watched the 20-sided shots, Alex pointed out that he found these to be a little muted and hard to tell at a distance. And, you know, even these cards here, which are larger, you're not really paying attention to them so much. And Emma had pointed out after we filmed, actually, but I want to give her credit for this, that she thought it would have been a much better idea if these bases were color-coded as well. And I think Emma was actually on the mark with that. That would have been a very good thing to do. But as far as a couple of things about the color of the pieces and everything, none of us had any bad thoughts about the game. I definitely don't. This is what I think to be a really cool gateway game because everyone is familiar with rock, paper, scissors. If they're not, I don't know who the hell isn't. I don't even know what to say to that. Really, I don't. So because everyone is familiar enough with it, it makes the game very accessible, very easy for people to come to the table that have never really even played a lot of hardcore board games and definitely get into this game. This game is small enough to carry around with you. It's great for traveling, and it has a very quick setup time. After you play the game once or twice, you know the setup. You can have this thing set up in 5 minutes or less, and you can teach anyone the game in 5 minutes or less as well. The games usually last about 30 minutes, but that's a sliding time. Well, you determine how many points, how many gold coins that you're going to play, so it's very easy to slide the game if you want a longer game or if you want a shorter game. I kind of wish there was more cards. Tell you the truth, I mean, this deck looks fairly big, I guess, to you, but you go through these cards really fast. And I kind of think that maybe they could have added a few more, but hopefully they might be having some sort of expansion ready to come out, you know? And even if they don't, it's good enough. It's just a small little wish on my part. Overall, this game is great. I highly suggest this game if you enjoy quick, fast games. I mean, this game, like I said, 30 minutes or less, so it kind of fits into the time category of a filler game, but it doesn't feel like one because you're laughing and you're yelling at each other. I mean, fun yelling at each other. And you're having so much fun with the game, it doesn't feel like a filler game whatsoever. Also, I just want to point out that I think the first player marker, this Potion of Speed, one of the coolest first player markers that I've seen in a game in a long time. Maybe the coolest. I'm not 100% sure if it is the coolest, but it could very well be. And if it's not, it's in the top 2 or 3. Again, that's a small thing, but it means a lot. Dungeons and Dragons, Magic Potion of Speed. Thematically, it makes sense. In fact, everything in this game makes thematic sense, I think, except one small thing. All the wizards are using the same shared spell book. If you don't play D&D, that doesn't mean anything to you, but thematically, if you do, why would all these wizards be using the same spell book? But you know what? Who cares? Who cares? Because the game is still fun, and this way, everyone knows what everyone else may potentially be casting at each other, so it really gets in your head. And it's a little bit more strategy because of that than you would think for a game like this. So that took us by surprise as well. Good game, worthy of having on your shelf? I definitely think so. In fact, I'll go so far to say that this game is Pixie approved. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G from Two-Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here.